Hello there guys, and welcome back to another epic Inexorable maths video. In this video we're taking a look at the second part of our polynomial long division. So this is just another example. We're going to do the same thing as last video. Nothing new here, no new content, same method, exactly the same method as the previous video. It's just another example so you guys can get used to this. So let's just dive straight into it. Use polynomial long division to find x cubed minus 8x squared plus 13x plus 10 divided by x minus 5. Okay, so how do we set it up? We're diving straight into this question, guys. X minus 5, that is the denominator. And that goes on the outside. Remember, we put the x term first, then the constant. So the constant is minus 5, that order. Don't be hitting me with the minus 5 plus x or anything like that. It won't work. It's always descending powers left to right of x. Okay, right. Next term, x cubed, this is the numerator, minus 8x squared plus 15x plus 10, just like that. Oh, sorry, not 15x, 13x. My mistake. 13x plus 10. Okay. Right. This is what we do. We take the x term. We look at the x cubed, the very first, the most leftward term of the numerator, the x cubed, and we divide x cubed by x. X cubed divided by x. X to the power of 3 divided by x to the power of 1. That's x to the power of 2x squared. Okay. Then we take away, and then in brackets, x squared times the whole thing, the x minus 5, all of it. So we do it individually, x squared times x. That is x cubed. Remember, you are always looking to make sure that like these two, the first terms that you take away should be the same term, x cubed and x cubed. If they're not, then you've done something wrong. Then it's x squared times minus 5. Remember, there is a minus in front of that 5, so it's minus 5. X squared times minus 5 is minus 5x squared. Okay, and then we do a little line underneath like this. And we do x cubed, take away x cubed, that's 0. Then we do minus 8x squared, take away minus 5. So minus 8x squared plus 5x squared. That gives us minus 3x squared. And then we add the rest of the terms on. So the 13x comes down, the 10 comes down, and then we basically just ignore like all of this. It just doesn't matter anymore. Now we're just pretending that this was the original problem that we started with. Like the minus, we do the same thing, minus 3x squared plus 13x plus 10. Same method here. So minus 3x squared divided by x. Okay, minus 3x squared divided by x. That's minus 3x, isn't it? Because minus 3x squared divided by x is minus 3x. We then do minus 3x times the whole thing, x minus 5. So we do our minus sign because we're taking away because it's long division. And then we do minus 3x times x. That's minus 3x squared. Again, these terms, they should be the same. They are. Very nice. Good. We're doing it right. Minus 3x times minus 5 is positive 15x. Okay. And then we do our taking away. So minus 3x squared minus 3x squared. That's 0. Because it's minus 3x squared plus 3x squared. And then we do 13x minus 15x, which is minus 2x. And again, the 10 comes down, so we get plus 10, just like that. And once again, we do the exact same thing on the minus 2x plus 10. So minus 2x times x, or divided by x, I mean. Minus 2x divided by x is minus 2. Because the x's cancel out when they divide. And then we do minus 2 times x minus 5, all of it. So minus 2 times, so we do a minus sign anyway, that's always there. And then we do minus 2 times x, that's minus 2x. Once again, these are the same term, so we're doing it right. They always have to be the same term. And then minus 2 times minus 5 is positive 10, like that. And then we take away, we get minus 2x minus minus 2x. That is 0 because it's minus 2x plus 2x, that's 0. And then it's 10 minus 10, which is also 0. And once again, you have zeros at the bottom, which means that is good stuff. You want zeros at the bottom unless, when we'll talk about this in the future, we can get remainders, and that's when there aren't zeros at the bottom, but we'll talk about that later. So for now, make sure there's zeros on the bottom. And then we can then say that x cubed minus 8x squared plus 13x plus 10 divided by x minus 5 is equal, or you can say identical, to x squared minus 3x minus 2, okay, because that is what we get at the top of our little weird shape here, which I call a bus stop for some reason. This thing here. I don't really know why it's a bus stop, but I just call it a bus stop. But the answer is the thing that you get at the top. That's, you know, everything, all of those terms, that's the answer. So we have this. And once again, if you wanted to, the question hasn't asked us to do this, but you can get questions. It's asked you, factorize x cubed minus 8x squared plus 13x plus 10. And all you do by that is you just do this method, and then you times both sides by x minus 5. And you can hopefully see here fairly clearly that you get the original cubic term, and then x squared minus 3x minus 2. By timesing both sides by x minus 5, on the left, the x minus 5 disappears because it's being divided by x minus 5. But on the right, it timeses. So we can actually factorize x cubed minus 8x squared plus 13x plus 10 by dividing it by something, because we're dividing it by a factor. So if we times by it, then that's fine. And so one factorized version of x cubed minus 8x squared plus 13x plus 10 is actually this. And from this point on, it depends on what the quadratic is. But sometimes you can also factorize this quadratic, and you just do that like normal. You know how to factorize quadratics, so you just do that like normal. So this is potentially, it's not completely factorized, but it's definitely one way to go about it. Okay, so that is basically it, guys. In the next video, we'll take another look at this. There are some, special cases of, things to do, remainders, etc., etc. But that's another example. That's how we do it. So if you're still confused by this part of the topic, I would definitely recommend going through a textbook. Just bang out question, 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 question. It's really worth it. You'll get the hang of it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Highly appreciate it. See you in the next video. Cheers.